Yeah, so this is how it works. So the Philadelphia Office of Homeless Services will buy a one-way bus ticket for anybody wanting to leave Philadelphia. And they'll board a bus right here at 2nd and Spring Garden and essentially head back to where they originally came from. But we found that it's people from Philly also using this program to get out of the city.
Rafael Colon was ready for a change.
I've been here all my life in Philadelphia, and I just don't want to keep going back in that same circle. I want to get away from the insanity that's going in Philadelphia.
Colon tells us he struggles with substance use disorder. In July, after getting out of jail, he says he found himself unhoused and sleeping on the street.
I bumped into somebody today that God brought him to me, and I was fortunate enough to meet him and sending me on my way to Florida today.
An outreach worker offered Colon a free one-way bus ticket to Florida.
I've never been down there, and I'm just going down there on a miracle, to be honest with you, on a wish.
Colon was able to board this bus through Stranded Traveler Assistance. It's a program run by the city's Office of Homeless Services. The city pays for a one-way bus ticket to places all over the country for people like Colon who are unhoused in Philadelphia.
There are over 100 of these travelers' aid organizations.
University of Pennsylvania professor Dennis Culhane says people who are in unstable housing often use this program for better opportunities.
It solves some people's homelessness.
But according to him, most programs are run by nonprofits, not funded by the city, which is what Philly does.
I think unusual that the city like Philadelphia is standing up its own organization to do this.
For me, it's our most efficient program in ending homelessness.
Bruce Johnson is the Assistant Deputy Director for the Office of Homeless Services. He manages the Stranded Traveler program. According to the city brochure, it was designed for non-residents to find their way back to a community where they have more support. Johnson says anyone in Philadelphia who is unsheltered can participate.
They come to us and say, hey, I'm ready to end my homelessness here in the city of Philadelphia.
Okay. And how do you measure the success of that?
And so based on what we did last fiscal year with about 164 participants. And so, you can kind of multiply that times, family members. And so we're talking about anywhere between 200 to 300 individuals that we ended their homelessness here in the city of Philadelphia.
The NBC 10 investigators reviewed records for the program. Since July 2021, more than 1,000 people have traveled across the state and country funded by the city. About 1 out of every 5 people are going to other locations in Pennsylvania. Other top destinations include Florida, New York, California, North Carolina, and Georgia. Most of the bus trips cost less than $500 per person. Philly taxpayers have spent more than $270,000 since 2021. Johnson says the city confirms the person has a place to go in the other location and runs the passenger's name through the sex offender registry. But that's it. We
don't necessarily check, court records and backgrounds as far as us assisting participants.
And there's no follow-up once they board the bus.
It's a success once we give them that ticket and they arrive in their new destination site.
If you're not following up, how do you know that they're not ending up homeless in that other location?
No, and I think that's a fair question. No program is a fail-safe program.
We checked in with the outreach worker who helped Colon get to a Florida recovery home. They told us he had returned to Philadelphia, but they've lost contact with him since. The city says it cannot comment on Colon due to privacy concerns.
Now, Johnson did tell us that if someone were to come back to the city, the Philadelphia would help them with resources, but would help them with resources. But people can only really use that program every 12 months. So if someone were to come back shortly after they had left, they'll have to wait a full 12 months to get back. And because the success of the program is still unclear because they don't follow up at that other location. In Spring Garden, Claudia Vargas, NBC 10 News.